This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review episode 2 of What If on Disney Plus, in which T'Challa makes a way better Star-Lord than Peter Quill. Plus, we react to the long-anticipated Spider-Man Far From Home trailer as it drops on the internet, as well as trailers for Eternals, Shang-Chi, yet another He-Man show on Netflix, and the anime anthology Star Wars Visions. All that and more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, August 23rd, 2021.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
What's up, listener? How's it going? Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we always give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And joining us, the individual responsible for leaking the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Oh, it's Rug Boy Ruggs. That was naughty.
Call me by my true name, Wasila Lamucci.
Oh, no. Oh, snap. He's just doing
I was going to call you Rugsilla Bambucci.
Rugzilla Bambino. Oh, we'll get to Wasilla in a little bit. But, yeah.
Wasilla's better lawyer up.
You know what? Let's just dive into it, because there is a lot to talk about, you bastards.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
Okay, here is what's happening right now. Let's get everyone caught up to speed.
That's your British impression, right?
It is. It's a very bad one. I should get Scott Meridew to redo that.
Is he still alive?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, he is still alive. They just they're celebrating their 200th episode of Podcapers over there. David Malofsky and Scott Meridew have a place to hang your cape.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
He's still alive. That's cool.
Yeah, both of them. So you guys, congratulations on your 200th episode.
And life.
And just being alive also and breathing. Scott Meridew
This
has
is
the
very
best
morbid.
accent. Yes.
Yeah, I like this.
Anyways, look, here's what's happening. There's a thing happening right now in Las Vegas called Cinemacon, right?
Okay.
It is a convention held by the National Association of Theater Owners, NATO, thrown to get vendors and exhibitors together so the vendors can sell their movie shit to the theaters. The vendors being everything from like popcorn makers and, theater seat makers to movie studios releasing their slate, okay? So today is the first day of Cinemacon. Right now in Las Vegas, in real time as we record, the Sony presentation has begun about 20 minutes ago, okay?
Oh, shit.
Now, Sony is planning to show, of course, probably things from Morbius, from Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and all of the speculation leading up to this is that this is where they're going to screen for the first time the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Now, before they could do that, you guys... The trailer apparently last night leaks all over Twitter and TikTok.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Originally
no.
on TikTok.
Originally on
It leaked
TikTok.
like R. Kelly at a party.
Oh, my God. It was moist and wet and dripping.
R. Kelly
Jesus
joke.
Christ. An R. Kelly joke.
We're
Jesus
going
Christ.
back. We're leaning on the old shit now.
We're
Come
just
on.
going to stay in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this because I don't want to watch some shitty version of this. I can wait. I've waited this long. We've all waited this long. Did anybody watch the leak?
I did.
Oh, shit, Ruggs.
I also watched the leak.
Okay, you guys, this is what I want for you. I want you to describe what the video actually consists of without actually describing what's in the trailer part of it.
Well, first off, it's a video of someone recording another video of a phone.
That's what I heard, and that is the most annoying, stupid bullshit. I'm like, I'm not watching this bullshit of someone watching someone else. I'm watching someone.
You kind of get, here's what you get kind of the story beats.
Oh, really?
You hear the story beats because it's very thorough. Actually, it's like almost like they're telling the entire plot right in the story.
Okay.
Right in, like through audio.
Wow.
And the visual. But CGI doesn't look finished, and it's just a horrible quality trailer. Like, there's really... I saw the trailer, and I was going to, like, share it with my friends, and then I'm like, this isn't even worth sharing.
No,
it's not,
nobody should share this.
Really
nobody should spoil their fucking enjoyment.
It's not even... I don't care about spoiling it. I'm just like, this is not... It's just so bad that there's really nothing to see.
Rugs, could you see anything, make anything out?
It looked like it was so low res and so, like... It was so weird to look at. You couldn't hear... I could barely hear anything.
Okay.
So, if I... Like... I kind of started to... I could see things, but, like... None of it looked like anything. It was just kind of like, I wasn't sure if it was either high contrast or the effects weren't done. I couldn't tell what was going on, really. It does give away what's going on.
Oh,
it does
shit,
in a huge way.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to...
No, because, okay.
Well, if it's the trailer, you're going to know anyway.
Right, we're on the verge. I want to enjoy it in like a nice resolution for the first time. No.
All right, I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm going to tell you something that happens in the trailer.
No.
Okay.
No, what are you doing? This is what I'm saying. Unless,
all right.
Listen, we may get a chance to react to the trailer during this show. This is what I'm hoping. If not, I'll do an instant reaction later. We'll talk about it next week, but maybe we'll get it.
But I just want to talk about one particular thing.
Oh, fine. I guess it is just a trailer.
So something happens.
Put the spoiler alert.
Something happens. There's an explosion and
all right.
walls explode out of the frame, and then and then there is something remaining in the debris.
All right,
and it's Dan Slott taking a shit.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I like it.
There should have been a not funny right there. Not funny. There you go.
I like the Dan Slott though.
He'll laugh at anything.
That's true.
I just wanted to see how long I can make him run nervous.
Yeah, okay,
he was really mad.
You did.
Don't say anything. Like, I'm
okay.
Fucking
but then
bastards.
he folds like a lawn chair. Okay, fine.
Go
just
ahead.
say.
That's fine. Hey, I'll flip on a dime. I don't care. Listen, according to the Hollywood Reporter, they've said Sony has obviously been quick to take these down, but there's no way they're getting all of it. It's hard to take something like this down. And they're saying it's legit. And the trailer, supposedly, this is the best part, watermarked with a name. The name was Wasila Limauchi, who is a visual effects artist on Thor Ragnarok. Now
he's homeless.
Now he
or
has
she. I can't tell. I can't tell what the name
Wasila
is.
could be a girl's name. I'm not sure what this person's gender. Here's the thing. Wasila is definitely getting in trouble. I don't think Wasila leaked it because this is why they put these watermarks on these things. If they're sharing to inside people, if they get leaks, obviously they know where it came from. So one of Wasila's friends, or maybe he left it up and some asshole took this video, and now Wasila is ultimately going to get in trouble. He may get fired.
Imagine it's like corporate espionage, like they're trying to get this guy fired. Like we have the perfect way to do it.
Maybe it's a setup. I feel bad for him. But now that
if he leaked it, he's an idiot.
No, dude. If your name is on a thing, you have to be an idiot to leak it. There's no way.
Well, I mean, he could have like shown it to a friend, and the friend leaked it.
But he must, I mean, his friend's an asshole. Yeah, he's ultimately responsible because his name is on the thing.
Yeah,
but now
good.
That makes me think that because they could show the trailer today, right now in Las Vegas in Cinemacon, and then not actually put it out till tomorrow. But I feel like there is going to be a trailer, and hopefully they release it on YouTube the minute this presentation is over, and we can.
Now, can I ask Anthony a question?
Sure.
Are you now excited because you saw the trailer?
Well, good question.
I'm intrigued. I do want to see. I want to see it again, though, in like much better quality. But without spoiling anything, the plot points are kind of exciting.
Oh,
okay.
What they're trying to do.
Oh, geek boner.
See, the thing
there's
is,
some stuff at the end.
I didn't really thoroughly like lock into it because I was watching. I'm like, this looks like shit. I can't hear what's going on. And so I didn't really like tune in, but I kind of got the gist of what's going on. I'm like, okay, all right, let's see what happens. So I am cautiously optimistic about these home, and I don't like these home movies at all. So that's saying a lot.
These home movies, yes. Yeah, it might come out any minute now. Tom Holland tweeted last night, basically, or not tweeted, put on Instagram, just in his story, you ain't ready.
You ain't ready for the truth, for the Spider-Man trailer. I think we're on the verge.
Now a Few Good Men reference? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're doing a whole bunch of 90s references. I just
really
realized
old.
that. Yeah, every Tom Cruise movie is going to get a mention. Show me the money. Listener, are you excited for this? Let us know. Join the conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. It's super chill and fun and geeky, and everybody's really cool. You get to meet and hang out with all the listeners. We're in there. It's closed, exclusive just for you, listener. Okay, we do have a trailer, a pretty fucking fantastic trailer that we can talk about because Marvel released earlier one final trailer for Eternals that comes out this November. And man, Anthony, I'm going to just start by, I watched this and I was like, wow. What did you think? What do we see in here? Let's break this trailer down. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, this is more of you kind of get the story beats in this one. The first trailer was much more of just a tease of shots and different things. Yeah, you find out why the Eternals never helped, what they're kind of, a little bit of backstory why they're there. You get to see the deviants. I liked it. I like, obviously there's a lot of seems like there's a lot of on location stuff, which hopefully is, Chloe Zhao's she's the hottest thing right now in Hollywood.
Or just
she's
wide
doing
landscapes.
a Marvel movie,
yeah.
So you have all that hype right behind that. I could see how a casual fan might be like, I'm still kind of wondering what the hell's going on and
weird.
What this is.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, as someone that's more plugged in, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
This trailer finally
hype.
got me. It hooked me, and now I'm psyched. I'm in. Rugs, what did you think?
I like that there's not a preponderance of silly humor in the trailer.
Yep.
I like.
It's
okay,
very dark.
Someone's taking this with some seriousness.
There's a button joke at the end, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's not like every beat is a joke. It's like they're trying to set the stakes and the stage of what's happening, Celestials being involved, all of this stuff. And it could be a story about, kind of like that mirrors like Black Panther, like the Wakandans had all of this power and they didn't do anything to help. And they kind of have a guilt about that. And I feel like the Eternals are in the same vein. I think it's cut from the same cloth. So, it's going to be interesting. I'm all on board for a serious film. And if it is, and it does end up being somewhat serious, I'll probably like it more than, a lot of these straight up comedies that we've been.
Well, it'll have the bits of Marvel humor. This really does look a lot different than any of the movies we have seen. And that's the one thing that really surprised me with these wide open, beautiful, trippy, gorgeous shots. And then shots of giant celestials. You see this dude, his name is Arishem the Judge. Apparently he's the lead celestial. And I mean, this is what you imagine Galactus always looked like. These giant fucking robots in space. It's amazing. So, and a little bit of the story is also is crazy how she says the return of 5 million people provided the energy for the emergence to begin. And that must be when the deviants wake up and come out of the ground where they've been sleeping for 7,000 years. They've been there. And he asks them, why didn't you help when Thanos was attacking? And they're like, we were told not to interfere unless there was deviants. By the Celestials. All that shit is great. The costumes look great. Kumail is shooting fucking lasers. Oh my God.
I was waiting.
I forgot about that. Kumail is shooting lasers out of his hands. What do you guys think of the deviants? We get a good look at creature deviants and one that's holding up Angelina Jolie. Looks fucking sick.
It's different. I mean, is it different than anything that we've seen in the Marvel Universe? No, it reminds me of some of the creatures from the attack on New York. It reminds me, but a different color. We've seen a lot of different creatures in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah,
so
these are now another new species.
I find that it's weird that they're not kind of Thanos-y. I think that what happens is whoever designed like Jack Kirby liked to design everybody with butt chins, like the Skrulls,
right?
Thanos. And I think a lot of the deviants had butt chins too.
Yeah, and then
I think
at some point they were like, "Can't you just make them normal looking people, Jack?
Well, can't you just do something different than butt chins? Can we not have
Thanos is an Eternal with a deviant strain, right? He's a mix.
Yeah, he's got deviant in him. Yeah,
yeah. So he's a hybrid.
The deviants are green usually, or
Well, these guys were
green or brown.
Yeah, these guys were like gray and brown. And, will we see, this would be a great thing to tie into Black Panther 2 coming out next year. Will we see the Deviants like possibly sink Atlantis as one of the things they did 7,000 years ago to get beaten down by the Eternals? That could be interesting. You see another Celestial. That dude's name is Jemiah, the Analyzer. And then Jesse Rodriguez posted on our Facebook group. This is an interesting comment. He goes, I'm getting Man of Steel vibes from Richard Madden. Lastly, this trailer sold me, baby. Geek boner. Dude, Richard Madden, he's playing Icarus. He'd make a dope Superman. It's kind of Superman right there.
Yeah, but they're not they just burned it, so they can't do it now.
Now they can't do it. And you got a guy just shooting lasers, but he would make a good Superman. And then you got Jon Snow.
It is a little odd that they have the Snow. Well, what were they in the Game of Thrones? He was Snow.
Jon Snow
Stark
and
brothers.
Robb Stark. Yes,
Yeah,
they were. Yeah,
No, it's odd they have the brothers there.
they have
in
the
this
brothers.
movie.
Yes,
But yeah, no, I think it looks good. I definitely think it looks. They're definitely with the music and the way it's shot and the way they cut the trailer. They're trying to make it look like this. And I hate using this term, but they're trying to make it look like majestic, epic.
yeah,
Yeah,
it does though. It looks fucking epic when you got these cosmic shots, and then you have these wide, beautiful shots. It looks like they'll be back in time. And
I'm curious to see how well it does, because we haven't really had Shang-Chi. I guess will be one of the first tests, but we haven't really had a Marvel movie since Guardians, really, that really no one knows about.
And
now it's about 8 years later.
Yeah.
9 years later. Eternals is obviously less known. You do have an Academy Award-winning director, but it was a least watch Academy Awards. So, I'm wondering if maybe there's people look at it, because I watched John Campia's show and he had one lady on that was like, I have no idea.
I don't know what you would hope that the end.
She was like, this looks like this is another superhero thing, and I'm getting tired of this stuff. So I'm curious to see what if this draws in a casual audience or not.
That's a good point.
You have a lot of big name.
You got Angelina
actors and
Jolie,
actresses.
yeah. You got the Game of Thrones people. You got
Salma Hayek.
Kumail, recognizable people. Kumail's a big money.
Listen, this is what this movie lives and dies by Kumail Nanjiani.
It's gonna be how
Right?
many?
This
deviants-
is going to be a total, accounting of Kumail his cachet right now.
If you were, let's see, where would you rank Kumail Nanjiani on the list of actors and actresses in terms of popularity, Imran?
Oh, right now.
Amongst these,
he's
people.
a top 10. He's an A plus.
No,
A plus
I mean,
plus.
Amongst
He's
I
like
think
the
there's 10
Tom
actors and
Cruise.
actresses.
He's like the Tom Cruise
he
of
is
today.
the Tom Cruise of brown people. I'll give him that much.
Oh, shit.
You know what? I don't think he's not. I would like to think he's a lot bigger than he is, but honestly, he's not. He's middle.
They have him down on. They have him
But even
built
among brown
for-
people, how far is he on the scale of brown people?
On brown people, he's up there. That's what I'm saying.
He's billed third from the top.
Oh, he is billed third. Ooh,
but
that's interesting.
so he's behind Gemma Chan and Richard Madden on the poster.
Okay.
But
Well,
but the three on the bottom, they do it with Kit Harington, with Salma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie. So those three, whenever they add the with and the and, they actually consider those people more famous.
yes, they get
but they're just not the top billed
I mean, those are
actors.
again, Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie.
So he would be fifth, sixth.
Big names. Let's see on IMDb. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's ninth. It's a big cast. It's an ensemble cast, though. That's the thing. It's not like there's a lead in this. But
Right,
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
It works. It tracks. Let's move on to the MCU movie that is coming out very soon in a few weeks. Before this, Shang-Chi had its world premiere last week. The social media reactions came out, and they were very good, of course. But now we do have the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh, we do.
Yes. Out of 84 reviews, currently it is sitting at 92%.
Oh, shit.
7.6 out of 10 on the average rating. I bought my ticket for the Thursday in the IMAX. So I'm in. I can't wait. Anthony, they put out this new Run It little commercial trailer. What'd you like about this new one? I kind of didn't want to watch anymore, but you sent this and I watched it and I was like, oh shit, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was fun. I'm actually more hyped because I listened to one guy's thoughts on this movie, John Campea.
I listened to the same thing. Yeah, tell everybody what Campea thinks about this movie. It's kind of crazy.
He thinks this is one of the best superhero movies of all time, and
yep,
is the best he's seen since Logan.
Yes, that's what he said. He likes it better than Endgame. That's absolutely what he said.
Basic gist is not like groundbreaking in terms of plot or what they're doing, but just very well executed martial arts, family, fantasy, drama. Marvel.
I mean,
movie.
I feel like how Eternals is way different from a Marvel movie. What we're going to get soon in Shang-Chi will be a standard Marvel kind of formula movie, but done really, really, really well. Yeah, not everybody is that enthused as he is, but the majority of these reviews are very positive. Rugs.
Well, the way that it works, Imran, if you don't know from history and looking at things objectively,
hyperbole always precedes things.
The first week of all of these things, all of the freaking reviews are always freaking amazing.
Movie ever.
And then like a week later or 2 weeks later after the movie's out, then the real reviews start to come down, and then all of a sudden the RT score changes. That happened with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It happened with Wonder Woman 84. It happened, and it happens all the time. So, and now like Wonder Woman's score is like really low for that kind of film. So I never take the first like look, but John Campea is a different story.
Campea is fucking head over heels on this thing.
I don't really see him sticking his neck out for movies like that,
right?
like that often. Like, I mean, he gets excited about things. He does kind of sell stuff. I don't know. And then Rob Burnett, his right-hand man, went and saw it and did not disagree.
Yeah.
Stuckman had really liked the action. So there's been a lot of like of these guys that if they didn't like it, they probably would have said. So I think this movie is I would say is probably enjoyable. Like most likely you're going to have a good time and enjoy the action. So if that's what that is, that's all I need to know. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to fucking go and enjoy it. So I'm excited for that reason to go see it in the theater.
There are 2 post-credit scenes, and apparently one's like really big about setting things up for the future. And we were just talking about this. Anthony made the comment, I believe, looking at the box office for this with the fucking Delta variant going on, the fact that it's not going on Disney Plus Premier Access will determine whether Eternals stays a theatrical only release or they stream it, and how well that does. How do you think this is going to be big to watch this for Eternals?
Oh, you mean like what does it say for Eternals? Yeah, I mean, I think the box office. This is, as Simu Liu would love to hear me say, this is an interesting experiment.
How could you say that?
It's not an experiment, you motherfucker. He's going to be a household name in a week. Watch.
He might be if enough people see the movie. Yeah. I think this is, I mentioned last week, I'm not confident this will do well. Maybe the reviews will really help, and the fact that it is, kind of pushes an Asian representation movie. We'll see. I'm curious. I'm very curious. Just like the Eternals in the box office, there, I'm very curious to see how this one will play. I think normally, if we weren't in a pandemic, I think this would do really well.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's this. It's the pandemic thing that I think is really, kind of putting a kind of pausing everything. Also, I think the first 2 trailers, I think they were good. Don't get me wrong. I liked both trailers. But if you were just a casual fan, you'd be like,
the trailers have not been great.
Well, yeah. Well, you just be like, oh, this is this is the Asian, or this is a Asian Black Panther
right,
movie.
Exactly.
This is just the next Marvel thing that they're introducing a character.
I like that it's getting. I'm getting Black Panther vibes. Like it should be that impactful. But the trailers have not been the greatest. But apparently they are holding a lot, the best shit. So I'm grateful that they didn't fucking put all the best shit in the trailer. So there's a lot of things to find in that.
I'm going to just interject here about this Black Panther vibes, and I think there's a reason why I don't get them is because I already have inundated myself with a bunch of Asian cinema all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I've seen, now the fact that an American company is doing this, like a la Enter the Dragon, like in the 1970s or whatever, hanging their hat, introducing
it's the mainstreamness of it.
Yeah. I guess that's something to be said, but I'm like, oh, it's like, I see movies like these all the time.
I see where you're coming from. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get it.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that this is happening. I'm glad that there's a superhero in the Marvel universe. I think this being part of the Marvel universe is a substantial thing. I don't think it's a Black Panther thing.
Gotcha.
Because Black Panther's like the Black Panther was the first like real major superhero other than Blade, had not been done before, like to that level.
I mean,
so.
the other parallels are, I believe this is a largely Asian crew, just like it was a largely black crew on Black Panther behind the camera as well. So,
Well, that happens in Asia all the time.
I'm talking about here in America.
All right, I'm just saying.
With that being said, let's just finish this part with this. This could be like the best solo origin MCU movie we've gotten. What do you guys think is the best one? What's your favorite one? Anthony.
Origin?
Yes, solo origin first movie.
Batman Begins.
No, in the MCU, you fucking bet.
First off, if this is the best, like, I'm hyped that if
it could be
that John Campia's thing definitely like made me hype. And then I did read some headlines. I didn't watch anything else. I want to try to avoid story beats, but just to kind of tie a bow on my excitement, I'm pumped. Yeah, me too. About this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I as well.
Let me see though. I have to look back at the origin movie.
Ruggs, what do you think? You got Thor with Kenneth Branagh. You got the first Captain America, the first Avenger. I enjoyed Ant-Man. It's fun. It's not the best movie, but it's a fun. Doctor Strange has its qualities that are very good.
Iron Man's the best one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think outside of Iron Man, I don't.
Iron Man.
It's got to be Iron Man, but aside from Iron Man,
the only thing, like, I love Black Panther. I don't know if I consider that an origin.
No, I don't
movie,
think because we already met him. He was already established him. It's not that doesn't count.
So I'd go Iron Man.
If there was no Iron Man,
is Guardians considered but that's an ensemble.
That's an ensemble. That's a team.
Yeah, it's got to be.
If there were take out Iron Man, then where do you go?
I would say Black Panther would be the next one.
Black Panther doesn't count. We just said that.
How you taking out all these movies? All right, but you see the origin of you don't know anything about the Black Panther until you see this movie.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess Black Panther. You do see the origin of like Wakanda and all that.
It counts.
First Avenger is great.
I like First Avenger a lot.
It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it's good.
So they got some good ones, and then
it's a very charming movie.
They got some mediocre ones, and they got some really good ones. We'll see where Shang-Chi lands. This is going to be interesting.
Well, the thing is too is like the reason why these origin movies aren't everyone's like favorite movie of the Marvel universe is because origin movies inherently with the formula they're formulaic.
Yep.
And you're building up to something. Half of the movie is building to him becoming that character. So you're not seeing a fully developed character.
So
at that point.
Thing Marvel has to continue to do is figure out how to do an origin movie and keep it fresh and not formulaic, because that's what I feel like people are responding to is like, yes, this is kind of your formula origin Marvel movie with a third act, big battle, but it's just done.
There's
really
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just do it well.
Nothing wrong with
do it well from beginning to end.
From what I've seen, it's the best martial arts they've ever had in there.
Shit. Okay.
Very like wushu.
Yeah. Crouching Tiger.
But then also the family stuff and the fantasy.
Yeah.
And I heard the third act, there is a lot of CGI, but I also hear it's pretty bonkers with the way they go.
I heard Tony Leung is also really good in this.
I heard he's good.
As his father.
Campia said that it was the martial arts were on par with the Raid movies.
Oh,
I heard that.
Damn.
And I was
That's
like,
high
whoa.
praise. Holy shit.
That's like, whoa, the Raid's like a staple.
And I listened to Campia, but I haven't like had this long history with him. You mentioned earlier that Ruggs that Campia doesn't tend to overhype things. So,
well, like he does from time to time, but not to this level.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was like a kind of like a strange, like out of left field.
Yeah.
Over like just over the moonness. Like, so he must have either really loved it or someone gave him a nice check. Like, I don't know. Like it's just like, I mean, we've, when's the last time he's been this pumped for a movie that you remember? And you've been watching for like a couple of years, right? So,
well, he said it was, when did Logan come out? It's been
that came out while we were podcasting. So that was like 2016, 2017.
Yeah. So he says this is better 2017. So he
Best
says this is
superhero.
better.
Endgame better than
Endgame,
Jesus,
Infinity
and
War,
look,
Black Panther.
Logan easily top 10 best superhero comic book movies of all time. So he's putting this up there with that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, he was as he pointed out, he's saying it's not better than Logan. He just liked it as much as he liked Logan.
Okay. Even Logan, man, they did that same shit in the third act with the fucking clone thing, and it just was like, I'm like, come on, you could have fucking made this ending better.
Yeah.
So good the whole time.
A lot of superhero movies just feel like you need a big third act.
So
battle.
this third act, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. This is, I mean,
well, you gotta end with a good ending. You gotta have a nice fucking awesome ending. But it's just when they're all the same, when they're all done the same, they don't have to be like CG.
But
CG
I mean,
fests.
we already see him fighting his dad, so he's fighting another dude with rings that have the similar powers. That's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Again, we know that.
Yeah. Apparently, I mean, it's all about execution,
Yes,
right? I mean, some of the best movies aren't, rewriting.
What's got
history
the
here.
best ending?
Oh,
Like
man.
of a movie, like where you have a best third act. Like, is it
Like Marvel movie or just in
like
general?
any movie? Like, is it like The Matrix? Like he becomes the one, and then he
Matrix is
fucking.
pretty epic.
Is it?
I mean, Judgment Day, Terminator 2. That's a great ending.
Judgment
that works
Day,
really well.
Aliens has a really good third act.
Absolutely.
Endgame kind of has a really good third act for while that's built.
Even Infinity War has a great third act.
Infinity War has a pretty good third act.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of action movies because it's different if you're talking about some sort of
The
drama.
Winter Soldier, the third act. I like the first two acts.
I think the Winter Soldier's third act is probably its least.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I'm trying to think of what other action movies.
Civil War. Is that the?
That's a very good third act.
That's the airport scene. Isn't that the end?
No, that's
the middle.
It's the Thor. It's a Iron Man and Captain
that's a
America.
fantastic third act. Yes, all those reveals. That's a great way to end a movie.
Yeah.
To fucking go.
That
whoa.
movie's so underrated. That Civil War. It really is good.
I like Civil War a lot.
Watch it again.
I remember. I kind of regret saying it, but I remember when we reviewed that podcast. I went, "This is the best movie.
This is my favorite movie
This is the
ever.
best superhero movie of all time." That's what I said on the show.
Well, it might be Shang-Chi now. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
It's
see.
gonna be crazy.
I thought Shang-Chi was coming out this week, but I guess it's next week.
Yeah,
so.
September 3rd. I will be watching on September 2nd, Thursday, of course, because it comes out Thursday.
Nice.
Very exciting. I have a couple of quick MCU news bits. It has been confirmed that Riri Williams will be first introduced in Black Panther 2. Geek Boner. They are shooting the movie now, and they are shooting her part, and they just let that out. So that's cool. We're going to see her there, and then she's going to get a TV show on Disney Plus, Ironheart show. There's that rumor about Tena Huerta from Narcos Mexico. It's still a rumor that he's playing Namor. We don't know who he's playing. I hope he is.
I don't know if I want him as Namor.
I want Atlantis. I want Namor. I want
Namor. I don't know if I want him.
All right, maybe they still have a surprise up their sleeve. And then another news that was just weird because it's something we all knew, but they've confirmed. Deadline reporting that Anthony Mackie is indeed closed his deal to return as Captain America in Captain America 4.
All right.
Which I assumed was just a given.
Of course.
I think the writer for
Malcolm
Falcon and Winter
Spellman.
Soldier.
Yeah, the head
he's
writer.
gonna write this one. Good. Cool.
So
hopefully that suit looks a little better.
Yeah, I mean,
get someone on that.
They got to touch the shit up on that suit in post, man. It's all
white
bendy.
is a tough look.
It is, and the cowl that goes up the head, like that thing don't
with
fold
the ears
right.
popping out.
Yeah. Streamline it a little bit. So that's happening. That's like phase 5. Who knows when? Let's move on to another trailer. So Ruggs and I recently reviewed Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation, first part of season 1, 5 episodes. This, of course, the continuation of the beloved 80s He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon. Classic, same characters, same design, just picking up 30 years later. He made it for us adults growing up. And we talked about how there was going to be another Netflix show for kids. They put out.
Why do they do 2 right off the bat?
I think they're losing the license and they're just trying to squeeze anything out they can.
That's very He-Man because that's how it was created. They're like, I don't know, just slam these things together and tell them we're going to make shit.
Because I was very confused when you put this in the notes to watch this. I was going, didn't they just talk about? Wait, did they? Like I was like, did they talk about this or
no? This is not the show we talked about. The show we talked about looked like the original show. This is a very different take on He-Man. Looks very different. It is CG animated. Right off the bat, I get like Fortnite vibes and toys, and they've changed some things about He-Man. It's definitely aimed for kids' rugs. Thoughts on this? He's got a ridiculously oversized sword. You know, that whole thing going on.
I don't know how I feel about it. I have to watch it. Like
Floppy Jock.
Yeah, I'm not going to be watching this one.
It's unrecognizable. Like, other than the fact that he lifts up a sword and there is a guy with a skeleton face.
He says, I have the power still.
It's unrecognizable. It's just, the only thing that you can really say, okay, that's He-Man. You take Battle Cat, He-Man, and Skeletor and some of the bad guys, because the bad guys look a little bit more on model.
Uh-huh.
You take them all out.
Yeah.
And you go, what show is this? No one would fucking know.
It almost looks like it's a generic looking fucking show.
It looks like a video game. It looks like a video game that came out on Xbox 360 like 3 years ago or something.
This looks like those ads for a mobile fucking video game. You see it in the fucking Facebook all the time.
Eternia looks generic. It looks like it doesn't look like anything that has any wonder to it. Like it's completely
it seems cold.
Generic. It's generic as fuck.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things I noticed that are different. Orko is a robot.
That's a cool idea. I don't hate that.
I don't hate that, actually. It kind of makes sense because of his shape.
If he's magic, though, it doesn't make sense. But maybe they're going with where magic is technology.
So
and
there's
shit
a
like
lot
that.
of tech stuff in this, and you don't have any of your side characters. There's no.
If this is popular, I'll be fucking amazed.
There's no Man-at-Arms. There's no Tila. There's none of his side characters. There's another bunch of kids, and all the kids also have powers and a sword, and then they have a saying, I guess.
Everybody's got the power.
Everybody has the power. They all have the power.
I've got the power.
Yes, just like Snap. Now who's making old-ass fucking references, you bastard? Jesus, I called you on that one. That's from the 80s.
We're doing all of Jock Jams this week.
That's from Jock Jams Volume 3.
Yes,
so
now this is music.
This one's called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Also, Skeletor is like his uncle in this or something. I don't know.
Well, that's from the 2002 series.
Oh, they're stealing from that. Yeah.
Keldor. Yeah.
Anyways, very different. This is very different He-Man. Not for me. Thanks, though.
I'm just saying it again. The 2002 series is the best He-Man. And that's all you need to know.
You know what, though? This did make me appreciate Kevin Smith's He-Man a lot more. After
well, at least you can recognize it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love what he did with it, with all the callbacks. I was like, oh, this is just to sell new toys to kids, and it doesn't have to be anything familiar. Anything
I don't know. If it's good, I will be fucking surprised as fuck if it's good. I might like it, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a spin because I have to watch it. It's He-Man. I have to watch it. But
all right, well, you let me know if it's any good.
What do you want my thoughts on?
Oh, yeah.
I watched it.
What did you think of what you saw? I don't even know you don't know He-Man.
I didn't know anything. I don't really know He-Man. I was a little confused on why everyone seemed like basically the Shazam family, where they're all kids and they can get powers. Is that He-Man? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. Is He-Man supposed to be a little kid?
Yeah, sort of. Not a little kid, but young. Yeah, smaller.
A young
adult
guy.
Okay. I don't know.
So I watched this trailer, and again, I wasn't on the episode where you talked about Kevin Smith. I haven't listened, obviously. So I was going, Jesus Christ, is this the series that Kevin Smith is developing that these guys are all hyped about? Like, I was very, very confused on why you guys were hyped for a Kevin Smith series that looked like that.
There's a lot of He-Man shit coming out, so that's all.
Yeah, I was like, this looks like, to be honest, it kind of looked like, to me, Clone Wars, but like even with more of a kiddie vibe.
I could see that.
Just the animation style.
I could see that.
I watched it and I was like, yeah, this is definitely, I don't know why these guys like He-Man. If this is what they're trying to get me into, this is not for me. This is not aimed at me. I don't understand this at all. I'm sure someone might like it, but I can see a lot of adults
I can't
not
see
liking
Anthony
this.
ever getting into He-Man.
No, if you didn't,
you had to
be
a kid when it came out.
So I'll give him, the one other similarity this one has is it's doing what the original did. It's basically you're selling toys to kids. It's for kids to sell toys. So they're doing the same thing.
Why do two so close to one another on the same network?
Dude, it's Netflix. They don't care if they give anybody money to do anything. Just fucking make it.
I think they're losing the license. Whoever's get licensing it to them is going to lose the license.
Yeah.
And I think Mattel's getting it back. I don't know exactly what. There's some kind of fucking legal reason.
I don't know. I know Mattel was involved in the other one. I don't even know if Mattel has any control.
The only franchises you see doing this type of stuff so close together are two right now: Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of DC, but those are the only two that like get away with releasing two different things so close to one another.
It's clearly two different audiences, though. That other one had a very specific audience.
Star Wars does that.
No, not Star Wars. I'm talking about these He-Mans.
I know, but I'm saying Star Wars does stuff for all different types of audiences.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think they're just trying to push these figures. I just think they're just trying to push these figures out.
Yeah.
And they were putting out this show, and they obviously did I think the Kevin Smith show they did after the show. Because they had to do a whole toy tie-in and all that stuff takes a lot more time.
This is a longer show. It's like a full series, right? Yeah, than the other one.
I don't think there's figures for Kevin. I think there are figures for Kevin Smith's show too.
Also, timing-wise, the Christmas is in a few months, so they got to get this shit out. It's perfect for them to push their fucking toys.
I don't know. I think He-Man is a bungled property. No one understands how to do it right. It's one of those things that like could be awesome, but just like John Carter and all that stuff and Flash Gordon, no one knows how to crack it properly.
We saw a good He-Man. It was called Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, amongst my generation, He-Man does not exist.
No, so it's the kids who are way younger than you and then just like a little bit older than you, like mid-30s and above.
I don't know if they picked up any kids along the way.
No.
No, I don't. It's just it's of its time. It's a interesting sci-fi experiment that was made to sell toys, and it can only be made in that environment.
If you watch the Toys That Made Us, they did a great episode about
like
the whole
they're literally like, what can we make toys of? And they're like, Conan's popular, okay. Star Wars is popular. Let's do Conan meets Star Wars. And that's what they did.
So Anthony, they would pitch this. Initially, they went to the people to the Toys R Us, and they would pitch this, and the stores were like, "Wait, is this a story? How are you going to tell this story?" And the guy just goes, "Oh, we're going to make a comic book." They had no plans to make a comic book, so they go back and make this comic book, and then the next one, they pitch this, and the guy's like, "Where's this story going to be?" And the guy just goes, "Oh, did we tell you it's going to be a TV show?" And this is the first anybody heard of this. And they go back and they make a cartoon out of this fucking bullshit and stuff.
They made a commercial first that was animated.
Yes.
And then the animated commercial was what like they made the show about. And the show was just like, they're like, oh, they said, listen, you can't make a show unless to sell toys, unless you have like some kind of like lesson at the end that the kids could learn something.
He-Man doesn't kill.
So every show had like a lesson about morality.
There's no blood.
Yeah.
He-Man never kills.
I just find it interesting that He-Man, like for me, isn't a thing at all. And I'm looking at the He-Man Wikipedia, the Masters of the Universe, and films, animated series, video games.
Dude,
toys,
it's a huge franchise.
They've continued to go back to the well over and over to make this something.
It's huge.
So clearly there's people that think either there's enough people that like this or there are people that believe in this enough to keep it going.
The Motu fans. Motu is a huge fandom.
Who?
Masters of the Universe. Motu.
Oh.
Huge fandom. The collectors. Are you kidding? There was so much toys and like cards and costumes and junk you can collect about He-Man. The fact that it's been around 35 plus years is wild.
I was more of a She-Ra person.
She-Ra was actually almost better animated than He-Man. The animation had gotten better when they were doing She-Ra. Did you know I learned why? You know how there's no more Saturday morning cartoons and it was just the heyday of the 80s rugs was the Saturday morning cartoons. Do you know why that happened?
I know I knew it at one point, but now I forgot it.
In
yes.
1981, I believe it was Reagan reversed this thing that said children's programming could not have advertisements during it. And the minute that happened, everything was about the toys, and the toys turned into cartoons. And that's why it went on throughout the 80s until the children's TV people fucking stop that shit. They're like, okay, we got to go back. You cannot advertise to kids in cartoons on TV. And so then that just fucking
there's
shut it all
seduction
down.
of the innocent type thing.
Yeah, it shut the industry down overnight, which was pretty crazy. So I was wondering, I was like, what happened? Why did they go away? That's why. the
Yeah, it's just
government.
parents were sick of buying these toys
like,
every time the new
"Please
shows
stop."
came out.
Because when you watched He-Man, you're like, oh, I need to get that toy now. And the next week, you were like that. This show was on 5 days a week. They were doing 5 different shows.
So think about it.
Yes.
That was bad. So that was bad, right?
Yeah.
And now we have kids getting cell phones.
Now they're just playing Fortnite, and it looks like cartoons.
Well, just for reference, the show that made me always go out and get toys was Power Rangers.
Yeah, Power Rangers, definitely.
Because Power Rangers, you could get the toys, and then you would collect the toys and then make something else.
Pokemon did that well, too. That was a genius.
And then there'd be like a new season of all new toys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Pokemon, I was a Pokemon guy, but I was into the cards at that point.
Okay. I mean, I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have a bunch of different waves of toys that are really fun. And so these things survive.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, those are all my... Godzilla, obviously. Those are all the toys I was
Godzilla toys will be timeless.
Godzilla toys are timeless.
They are timeless.
The only problem is I used to take the Godzilla toys when I was naked in the bathtub and then putting them in the water.
Do what with them? Oh, okay.
Well, I was 3 or like 6. I wasn't shoving them up my ass.
If you put that in the eBay description, you'll get more money.
You get more
think
bids,
so.
apparently.
Well, the coloration on the Godzilla scales is a little yellowed.
I wonder why.
For sale, Godzilla that has been in bathwater with young child.
Slightly peed on Godzilla.
You'll make millions of dollars.
Yeah. Still has original
I had to
urine
throw in
scent.
that I was naked. Toys.
It's a disgusting world we live
Anthony
in.
was 3-year-old with abs in the bathtub playing with his Godzilla.
I always wanted to recreate Godzilla going through the water.
Of course. Yeah, that's the best part.
But then the water would get in the toys, and I wouldn't understand that I had to take his leg off to get the water out.
You know what else is timeless, listener? A niche T-shirt of a podcast that you love. Something that none of your friends are going to have, and you're going to be the cool one walking around with a Jock and Nerd T-shirt.
You're going to abandon us when we become big.
Jock and Nerd.
Like,
and then when we sell out, you're going to burn the
we'll
shirt on TikTok. It's fine. Any press is good press. It'll still help us out. So, but you can get a niche podcast T-shirt. Be the talk of your friends. Visit our TeePublic shop, jockandnerd.com/shop, where there's really comfortable T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, travel mugs, pillows, tote bags, tons of things with our logos and other designs. And your friends can be like, oh, that's a cool shirt. What is that? I don't know what that is. Show me. And then you grab their phone and you subscribe them to the show. Bing, bam, boom.
Tell a friend.
Shit. Tell a friend. We'll see you next time. No, stop doing that. Last thing in the news, we had one last trailer for 2 things that Ruggs loves. One thing that I love and another thing that I kind of love. And 2 things Anthony could give 2 shits about.
Oh, shit.
And that is Star Wars and anime. Yay.
You are correct. More so on the anime, but
Okay,
yes.
it's a good assessment.
I did watch a trailer.
Okay, well,
just an FYI.
let's start with you this time.
I was confused because I didn't realize it was like an anthology thing until much later.
Different
So I was just
styles.
going, why is the animation so inconsistent?
Yes, different. It's like Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix. Different styles every episode.
But for what it's worth, I think it looked fine. I like the one story I liked the most was the one where it looked like they were doing Jedi samurai type stuff.
Yeah, the black and white kind of hand-drawn one. That's sick.
But I can't say I'm going to watch this unless you force me to.
All right, well, yeah, Bad Batch was fun, but I didn't force you to watch that one.
More curious. You guys have better opinions on
Ruggs,
this stuff than me.
what do you think? Honestly, this is like chocolate and peanut butter, man. Star Wars and anime goes really well together. This looks sick to me. I'm digging it.
I think this needs to happen.
Geek boner.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that they've done this type of thing with like Batman, where they have like
that was great. They did it with the Matrix.
They did the Animatrix.
Those are
They did
both
this with
great.
Batman.
Yes.
And those are always fun to check out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an eventuality that has to happen. Like
these are in canon stories too.
There are, just in case you don't know, there are Marvel animes where they do, their takes on Black Widow.
There was a Wolverine one. Do you ever watch that Wolverine one? That one was crazy. It was
so
good.
This is nothing new to fandom. I think that bringing these talents on board will maybe will give ideas to Lucasfilm and Disney. Also, I'm very interested because anime works on a different level than Disney. Right? Anime doesn't have the restraints that Disney does.
Right.
Japan does all kinds of weird, crazy fucking shit that is beyond X-rated. Okay. Yeah. And gory and violent. And so I'm wondering how much leeway Disney gave them. So that's all interesting shit that I'm about to check out. I want to see how far they bent the rules.
That's a good question. It'll be interesting to see. And it's a great example of how the style, the genre of anime, you can apply to almost anything and come up with something cool.
All it is animation.
Right.
It's just a different way of going about it.
It's a specific style, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks great. Can't wait. This comes out in when? September?
I'll check it out.
September 22nd on Disney Plus.
Talking nerd.
Holy shit, breaking news.
Oh shit. Geek boner.
The Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is now out on the interwebs. They must have shown it at the Sony presentation. And we just all watched it, listener. It made the new segment. Wow. It was, wow. How? I don't even know. I just watched it twice. I'm still processing. I did send the guys a weird link where there was captions on this trailer, but it wasn't captions. It was animated captions that were clearly animated into the trailer. I don't know if you've seen this, listener, but you can also watch it without there. Anthony, I'm sorry that was distracting. What did you think of the trailer?
Well, besides the original one, which was distracting. So first off, the leaked images, you don't see those images.
Oh, the leaked video was not. This is not what it looked like.
No, I'm saying there were some leaked images that were in the internet.
That was false.
Characters. Some of it was false, but you don't see any of those images in this trailer.
Okay.
The trailer. I did watch the trailer of the phone, or the trailer of someone recording a phone. This one's obviously finished. That one wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I already knew the plot beats. Should I just reveal them now?
Yeah, let's go through. I mean, I like that they gave us like a big part of the story in this. They're calling it a teaser, but it's official trailer. It's almost 3 minutes long.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I like the trailer. They're still holding back on a lot of stuff, but surprisingly gave away
oh my God,
a big piece of the plot.
Oh my God. Yes.
Which is basically, if you know in the last movie, or if you remember, Spider-Man's identity is revealed. He's getting framed for killing Mysterio.
Mysterio outed him, and you see J. Jonah Jameson.
Right.
You hear him in this one saying,
yeah, you see, so I guess his life is in ruins now.
Yeah, now everybody knows he's Spider-Man. He's being hounded.
Yeah, so he goes to Doctor Strange to cast a spell to make everyone forget he's Spider-Man, and it fucks up things.
And during the spell, he won't shut the fuck up. Typical Peter Parker. And clearly, Strange has done something wrong. And then you see possible hints of villains. Like there's a big cloud of dust that made me think of Sandman. There is a goblin bomb. And then the fucking end reveal of Alfred Molina, de-aged, looks great as fucking Dr. Octopus. Ruggs, what did you think? We got to see Doctor Strange stuff, like the city folding in on itself and repeating. That's kind of cool.
It looks kind of fun. I feel like it's going to be interesting to see him get out of this quagmire. Reminiscent of like maybe a One More Day-ish type thing.
I thought of that immediately. In the comics, he made a deal with Mephisto because Aunt May died.
There's no Mephisto. There's just Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Dr. Strange-o.
Fucking up a spell. So we do see like, I don't know why it would cause Dr. Octopus to show up in the Green Goblin. That's not really.
It rips the multiverse. So everything connected to any Spider-Man. I don't know.
So, and now the other question that remains is these ideas, like, this is like the worst kept secret of,
yes,
that all these guys are going to be in this movie. But the things that we don't know for sure is if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be, there's going to be other Spider-Men in this movie.
There's rumors of Emma Stone and Kirsten Dunst. There's all these rumors of all these other people. We know Jamie Foxx is in it, but is Dane DeHaan in it? Which is it? Is it Willem Dafoe? Who's the Goblin?
It's Willem Dafoe.
Oh my God.
I heard him laughing.
Better be. And then why is Doctor Strange, his sanctum all frozen? That's kind of interesting. It's winter. This movie takes place in December.
It's clear he's fucking up spells.
I have one thing to bring up in that trailer that I thought found it to be curious, the way they cut the trailer.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll expound upon it more. But the trailer really makes Doctor Strange look like a complete moron.
I was just thinking that. How did you fuck up a spell and have this kid talking to you and you can't focus? He shouldn't have been there. What are you doing?
It sounds like he's right now he's the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel Universe. Yeah. Wong tells him not to do it.
Yeah,
he still does it, and then immediately they cut to him, and it's like he fucked up.
He fucked it up and cracked open the multiverse. It's great.
If you're supposed to be like the guy that protects this reality,
you're not very good at your job.
You can't be fucking up spells. Having like a 15-year-old tell you, "Hey, can you cast a spell for me? Because I don't want anyone to know who I am." He's just like, sure, and then he fucks things up.
This shouldn't be a problem.
That's like the reason why this Peter Parker is the Ferris Bueller of.
He totally is. Oh my God, he
just gets what he wants. He's like, can you go and do a spell for me? Sure.
Can I get an
no
iron
problem.
suit that has arms? Sure.
Everyone just says yes. I mean, I'm glad that it got screwed up. I'm glad that he goes to like in the regular comics. Peter Parker will go to Doctor Strange, but get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that.
Parker's an adult in the comics, and they hang out, and he still annoys Stephen Strange. He does get there's a quick shot of him doing the astral push on Spider-Man. You see Peter come out, and he's holding some kind of weird box. I don't know what that is. So he gets a little.
There's got to be more to it, otherwise they just made Doctor Strange look like a moron.
Well, and they also you know how
I hope so.
You know how they edit these things. They'll of course leave things out. They'll put things in. It's all misdirection.
Curiously edited to make him look stupid.
But wow, after all this time, just under 3.5 months to go, December 17th, was this, I know, look, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking trailer, right? And I was so fucking jazzed for it. Did it live up to
you're the one,
hype?
You're the Spider-Man guy here.
I'm giving it a geek boner. It kind of a little bit did give me what I wanted, which is give me the story, which we kind of knew, but it's showing me Alfred Molina. That was big.
What do you think that the end result that they want to achieve is? Just to tell a good story, or what is
with
this
the movie or with the trailer?
What do you think this is going to do for the franchise? What do you think this is going to do for the character? Like, where are they going to end up? What do you think why are they doing this story? Is it to end up somewhere else? Like, what do you think the aim is here?
It's a good question because
both of you.
Well, we know this weird contract, right? Tom Holland with Disney and Sony. I believe it's up after this movie. I don't think there's anything more unless he re-ups. So where are they going to leave him? I'm very curious. They're going to erase everything and then leave a crazy multiverse to mess with, to take care of. Anthony, what do you think?
Well, I think Sony obviously has plans to integrate their universe into this, so I think that's one of their goals.
Oh, maybe he gets stuck in the Sony universe at the end of this.
Perhaps. Or they've established now that these characters can cross over amongst the Spider-Man franchises. But other than that, I mean, I think this also kind of leads into Doctor Strange's movie, The Multiverse of Madness. Yes. So he has to potentially deal with the ramifications of this, along with Loki and WandaVision. I think Tom Holland might be in Multiverse of Madness. I thought I read that somewhere.
Oh shit! Really? He may have one more movie on his contract, or a half a movie. Like it's usually like a full movie and a cameo.
Yeah, I think he has another movie where he can be in a Marvel film, just not as the lead.
Okay.
I think what they're going to do with this at the end of this movie, they want to their cake and eat it. Sony,
yeah.
So they're going to they want to double down on Tom Holland because he's young. He's a young Spider-Man. They're going to, at the end of this movie, it's going to be a new reality, right? Obviously, because X-Men are going to be present. There's going to be all this stuff that was missing from the Marvel Universe restored. All of the bad guys that are tried and true and we all like William Dafoe as the Goblin. You can't really get a better Goblin than William Dafoe.
You get a better suit.
You can't really get a better Doc Ock than that guy.
Perfect.
So those guys are going to be the bad guys. MJ's going to have red hair, and it's going to be a different MJ. It's going to be the same girl playing MJ, but she's going to have the red hair, and she's going to be the MJ
weird.
From the thing.
Okay,
maybe
you think this is okay?
I think maybe they're going to go that far. And they're going to set basically there's a new status.
They're going to reset a lot of things.
All the things that work, they're going to keep.
Okay.
They're just going to but they're going to add, J. Jonah Jameson, they added already.
Yeah.
They're kind of pulling the things that already work from Sony knows what worked in their old movies and they're putting it back in. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be the new status quo. And they're going to try and continue in their own world without Marvel, I guess, or without Marvel, making the films, unless they re-up their contract with Marvel. Who knows?
How do you explain the J. Jonah Jameson before the multiverse cracked? He's just there.
Well, maybe he'll have in this one he's bald, and the other one he'll have his flat top.
Oh yes, you got to have the flat top and the gray sides, and the mustache. Look, props! They finally fucking put a thing out. Great, December 17th. I can't wait. Maybe we'll probably get another trailer, but Marvel has a very busy schedule.
Are you confident now that the movie's coming out?
That it's a real movie, that it's happening?
It's a real movie, yeah. You were freaking out for weeks now.
I'm confident that they're not delayed.
Did we get a date? I don't remember.
Let me see at the end. No, it says only exclusively in movie theaters December 17th. So I'm confident, Ada, I don't think they're going to push it back. They can't, this is a huge thing. They just announced at the Cinemacon. So that's not going to get delayed. Still coming out, even though they pushed back the Venom 2 weeks. So cool. No Way Home. What is that? I don't know. What does the title mean? So the title, again, maybe he gets lost somewhere. Maybe he gets stuck in the Sonyverse, and then in Doctor Strange, that's when he pulls him back from the Sony multiverse.
Maybe, there's no way home. Maybe he doesn't ever get back to that. I don't think anybody gets back to the universe that we know.
The bad guys, there's no way home for them. They're all stuck in this new reality.
I think there's just a new reality that everyone has to accept. He's conscious of it because he's instrumental in the bringing about of it. Maybe, who knows?
Well, I can sleep now.
That would be cool to saddle him with that fucking guilt that he fucked up all of reality.
Yeah, that all of this is his fault.
It says here on their Wikipedia, I don't know if this is how reliable this is, but it says a fourth Spider-Man film is in development.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. Again, there's not a citation on here, though.
Maybe just have that just in case. We put it in there. Very exciting.
Let's see.
Geek Boner. Very exciting.
Yeah. Fourth film. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. In February of 2021, Holland said that while No Way Home was his final film under his contract, he's hoping to continue to play Spider-Man in the future. Okay. So, who knows?
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through Twitter right now, and there's multiple posts of where are Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
They're saving that. They're saving that shit. They're not gonna, maybe in the last trailer they're going to show you more than one Spider-Man, or maybe not. Or you save that reveal for the fucking movie. Maybe it's a good idea because it's not long. Not long to wait. Holy shit. Okay, let's take a break here. We'll play some promos, and we will find out what if the Ravagers kidnapped little T'Challa instead of little Peter Quill. Oh, what would happen? We'll let you know right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, my name's Paul, and I'm not an animal expert.
I'm Donna, and I'm not an animal expert either.
And together we do a podcast about animals called Varmints.
Every week we pick an animal, do a bunch of research on it, and bring you some interesting facts about that animal.
But we don't stop there. We talk about that animal in movies, TV, and other pop culture.
And we talk about whether or not that animal would make a tasty dish, and how intelligent we think it is on the scale of 1 to 10.
It's exactly like one of those fancy PBS nature documentaries.
Except with more poo jokes.
New episodes go live every Thursday wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Or you can visit us at blazingcariboustudios.com.
Varmints! Varmints! Hey, this is Matt.
And Jesse.
We host American Slacker Podcast, your weekly rundown for weird news, entertainment suggestions, and unique games.
Every other week, we bring on guests from all walks of life, like comedian Mark Forward of Letterkenny.
Yeah, we just call it tuna up here. We're pretty clear that it's a fish.
And NYC stand-up powerhouse Ian Fidance.
I want to fucking punch you in the fucking face with positivity and fun, motherfucker.
Actor Brandon Crane of Stephen King's It.
There's a lot of the work that I did, like Wonder Years to It, they were all very, period 50s, 60s, and, chucks were all the rage.
And Art the Clown from Terrifier, David Howard Thornton.
They also had to make a mold of my face while I was there, so that was kind of claustrophobic in itself.
Musician Dan Simons of Just Surrender.
First time ever going out on tour, you remember every stop.
And Nick Thompson of Hit the Lights.
All the stuff that I think that people go through life, and it's just like my outlet for that.
Watch the video version of American Slacker on our YouTube channel and listen to our show on your favorite podcast app.
New episodes every Wednesday. Visit our website, aspodcast.com, for everything American Slacker.
That's it.
There you go.
Doc and Nerd.
Listener, if you are enjoying the show and have been enjoying the show and you enjoyed that we just broke the Spider-Man trailer live, consider joining our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And you can support us on a monthly or yearly basis, and it helps keeping the show up, keeping it going every week, keeping us producing episodes every week, which we've been doing for over 6 years now, 6.5 years. For as little as $3 a month, you get access to an exclusive RSS podcast feed with bonus content. Gotta say, huge thank you to new $5 a month supporter, Anthony Busby.
Yeah.
Rock on, Anthony. Thank you very much.
I was going to say, I didn't fucking donate to this
Not
goddamn
you,
show.
Anthony. The other Anthony. He's in the Facebook group. And at that level, Anthony, now you have a Discord benefits. You have access to our exclusive Patreon-only Discord server. We're doing monthly hangouts this month, August 2021. It's this week. It's tomorrow. If you're listening to this on the day the show posts, it's the day after it posts, Thursday, August 26th, 8 p.m. Check your Patreon feed. There'll be a message. There'll be a link. And we're just going to hang out and probably talk about this trailer some more.
Absolutely. We're going to bring a beer. We're going to just hang out and chill.
It's a good time. Anthony may be there. We may have an appearance from John.
When is it?
It's this Thursday, Anthony, 8 p.m. Central.
This Thursday.
I
might be able to make it. I might.
Okay.
If I'm around, I can maybe make it.
All the more reason to sign up right now, listener.
Message me an hour before.
Okay, I will send you. You got to get your Discord account, and I'll give you permissions.
What? I need a Discord account?
You got to do everyone needs a Discord account.
What?
Check the Patreon feed, listener.
Am I have to be on camera?
No, you can have the camera off. Everybody does, but we did. Lisa Morrison, she had her camera on. We were hanging out. I have mine on. Some people do. Some people don't.
What time is it at?
8 p.m. Central, Thursday, August 26th. So there's still time to sign up for the Patreon. And if you miss this one, you get September. Then we'll do one the last Thursday of September.
You should probably have your camera off and run.
No, I like how
Anthony should have his on and no shirt on.
Yeah, no, yours should be just on your abs.
We'll have all of the women that listen to us come to
I will
this.
draw.
I think we've maybe gotten 3.
Well, there's some of the guys too. Don't forget them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it should be easy. I'll draw a smiley face on my bald spot, and that'll be the camera shot. So it'll look like my bald spot is talking. How about that?
Wow, that visual is just
and
amazing.
I'll do it with Sharpie so that it's there for months and months. And I get ink poisoning right into my brain.
That's like Christmas to me.
All right. Well, see?
Yeah.
Sign up at Patreon.
Jesus was born in Imran's bald
spot.
spot.
If I get enough Patreon members, I will draw a smiley face on my bald spot and then put a camera on it, live stream it. No problem. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Sign up today. All right, you fuckers. Let's get to our review. We are continuing the What If anthology animated series on Disney Plus. This week, episode 2, titled What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord. Here is your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This one, amazing returning voice cast, all the dudes from the movies, and especially meaningful to hear Chadwick Boseman's voice. Did that get anybody tear up when you realized?
I did enjoy hearing Chadwick Boseman again. It was nice to hear him again.
And he does.
I wouldn't say I teared up, but it was definitely right. Like, oh man, this is tough.
I think we'll get to hear him again in another episode, but
I think you hear him a couple more times.
Yeah, but this is the last few appearances as T'Challa Chadwick had. But everyone's back from the Guardians. We'll go over the cast as we go through it. The notable missing person, Bautista didn't want to do it, I guess.
Apparently they didn't ask him.
Oh, they didn't. Oh shit. But Dave.
But the guy's only got like 2 lines.
That's true. I mean, he's got a good role in this thing. Okay, so this time, I think we should do, Anthony, instead of you telling us the plot, I feel like I want to break down the episode kind of scene by scene since it is short. We can kind of do it, and there's a lot of fun stuff in this one. Why don't you start?
Want to do opening thoughts, or do we just want to do it that way?
Do opening thoughts. Let's do opening thoughts.
Whatever you want. Do you want to know what you want?
Yes.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about for What If.
Yes.
Last week, I thought about it some more, and I was like, the reason I thought last week's was boring is it was too much of a beat for beat recreation of First Avenger.
And really, what changed? Not much. Same
some
same
things
outcome.
changed, but they didn't do enough change to make it interesting, nor did they explore enough of the themes they had. Some of the potential with, being a woman and all that. Like, that was all kind of cursory. Like, they didn't really dive into anything that made it other than a beat-for-beat recreation of the first Avenger. This one, I loved it because I was saying it last week. I want wacky. I want crazy. If you have a what-if concept, go nuts. And they went nuts. They did.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah. I mean, they had Black Panther as Star-Lord, but other than that, this is a completely different story than what you would see in either Guardians or Black Panther, but that they still, in my opinion, kept the integrity of all the characters and just really thought out, okay, if T'Challa was in space,
what would happen?
Exactly, what would happen? So I really enjoyed it.
And the fact that the kind of person T'Challa is makes a huge difference. Like, so many things would have been different just because T'Challa is who he is. Ruggs, what'd you think? An improvement over last week? I thought so too.
Definitely an improvement.
I agree also.
I like that it did take a lot of liberties, but then, of course, there's always a bridge too far for me.
Oh, yeah? In this one there was too?
There was two things that kind of just, kind of gave me that feeling.
Okay.
The first thing is like in the opening thing where the guy's like worshiping him.
I love that though, because
I fucking hated that.
I
love that.
And it was just too much.
Okay.
And then, I understand like they have mutual respect and everything, but it was just overdone. And then the whole Thanos thing, I was like,
oh, you
give me
didn't
a fucking
like that
break.
too? You fucking, oh my God. I thought that's fucking
no,
I could see that.
Okay.
I could see the Thanos thing because it is very wildly different from that character.
Okay,
but I just like that they went.
I think everybody and their mother tried to talk him out of it. Just like he's and T'Challa's the one guy because like he's charisma. Like I don't think so. I don't think that
this follows
be that easy.
a chain of things of how T'Challa would do things differently. Let's go. Okay, let's go back to the opening because I fucking loved it. It opens on Morag, just like in the first Guardians movie where he's going for this orb, and the reaction instead of when Peter Quill goes, Star-Lord. And the guy's like, who? He's like, Star-Lord, man. This one, he says the same words. I'm just a junkyard bum. You may know me by another name. And then Korath, who I thought Jimon Hunsu was great. You got so much Korath in this, more than you got in any of the movies. And he just starts gushing. And he's like, oh my God, Star-Lord. He's like, should we be bowing? I feel like we should be bowing. And I love the flip because of who T'Challa is. He was beloved, not hated like Peter Quill's an asshole.
Was recognized as a Star-Lord.
Doing something good as a Robin Hood.
That makes perfect sense. I just didn't like how over the top the reaction was. I thought it was just a little bit, the writing beat is perfect. Like, okay, obviously T'Challa is going to be much better than Peter Quill, like in every single way.
Across the board. Like Peter Quill.
But that's not even a question.
No, Quill is a fucking asshole.
Quill's a man-child.
He's a selfish man-child asshole. I love the little details, like the ship is called the Mandela, not the Milano, after Nelson Mandela. That's fucking great.
So what did he name the Milano after? Cookies?
Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
I don't know.
I believe so.
Was it really?
I think it was.
I was just kissing. I was kidding.
I think it
That's
was.
even better.
I would name a spaceship after Alyssa Milano. Have you seen her?
I think he named it after.
And then you get the same beat where you see Yondu in the killer arrow, which always is great because it just makes killing so lighthearted. You don't realize he just killed like 20 people. This is great. Isn't that fun? And then we learned you jump 20 years earlier, so it's 2008. In 1988, fucking Kraglin and Taserface kidnap the wrong kid. Clearly, they had a picture of a white boy, and they didn't care because the vibranium.
I found that to be wildly badly written. Like they would just grab a kid and then they wouldn't even care to get the right kid.
Well, he's like, if anything was not from space, it was there.
Yeah.
We read the readings.
Yeah, that one is a stretch too far, but I'd like the story so much that I was like, because it doesn't make any sense. They grab the kid, he's black,
yes,
he's not
you have
white.
a hologram of him.
Okay, then you bring him to Yondu, and Yondu's like, this isn't the kid, but you know what? We're going to keep him, and we're going to abandon the mission for Ego, who we know is like a destroyer of worlds, basically.
Yeah, it was just,
It could have been written a little better. A lot better, actually.
Like, what happens doesn't bother me. It's just write it better.
Yeah.
I like this move because this now makes T'Challa, where in the original timeline, he's kind of an isolationist and he doesn't want to go out. This kid is like, I want to explore. I want to see everything. And this makes him a very different, open little galaxy-wide T'Challa.
Well, I think it's not that. It's not in the original. He didn't want to leave. I think he just never got a chance to leave.
Oh, right.
He probably, as a kid, wanted to leave and see the world. But his father, his
father says it here. He's like, "Do not go out there. It's dangerous." You don't want to
his
go
father had turned him into something like that.
Yeah,
into
John
an
Connie
isolationist.
also doing the voice brilliantly.
And another thing that bothered me is also, see, there's a lot of, in order to give you this, you have to like suspend a lot of disbelief in order to give you this story. And for me to believe that T'Challa is this great person that like can say to Thanos to stop killing people, and he does it, doesn't want to go home and see his family, or doesn't miss his dad.
Well, Yondu told him that Wakanda was destroyed. He lied to him just like Yondu lied to Peter Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't. You think that would be enough to stop T'Challa from like wanting to make sure that there was nothing left unturned?
Probably not.
That he completely threw his trust into Yondu to that degree. I just think that that's written really weird too.
It is written really weird. You would think this great boy, as great as he is in his character, he would have also cared about his family
and tried to find them.
Yeah,
I like how he's turned the Ravagers
so wacky
straight. Like he's caused them to go straight. Like he's that's great. That strong of a character.
That works. All of that works. It's just that I'm pointing out things where it don't work.
Well, all
the other stuff obviously works.
Let's get to your Thanos problem. So we see them in Contraxia. They're hanging out in a bar. Drax is the bartender. It's very funny. They're telling stories. And then
Drax his family's never been killed, so he never has to live this life of vengeance. He can actually just be what he wants to be, which is just a bartender.
Yeah, he just wanted to tend bar. He's not the destroyer. He's Drax the bartender. And then the Thanos reveal is hilarious. In this universe, turns out T'Challa just talked Thanos out of snapping half the world away. I love the running joke where they're like, "Dude, that sounds like genocide," and he's like, "No, it's random, and it's more efficient."
It's not he's like, "It's not genocide because it's efficient."
Because it's efficient. It's so funny. He says it to Okoye at the end, and he's just a different dude.
We had no idea too that his face, what's his name, would come back to do it.
Who?
The voice
Thanos.
No, the voice actor.
Oh,
the guy.
James Brolin is
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin is doing fucking Thanos too.
Right.
Everyone is back. Nebula is there. That's Karen Gillan.
I don't think that was advertised though. That Josh Brolin was coming back.
That was a surprise. Yeah. What you think of Nebula as like?
Oh wait, stop. Yeah, we got to get into Thanos.
Okay, let's get into Thanos. Look, he has moments later on too because he ends up fighting the Black Order, and I love the relationship with his daughter. This is a different Thanos because of the string of events.
Yeah, I personally enjoyed it just because it's so crazy. But I did watch a review online that was like, Thanos is one of those characters that's the boogeyman of the Marvel universe. And we should have never seen Thanos portrayed in a light. No, not explain him. Oh. We should never see the boogeyman acting like a jackass. And like Thanos should have always been like someone like the Marvel universe would have referred to as like he was a consistent like thing. Like he was always going to be a badass motherfucker.
I see. Okay, no matter
what. It's like kind of like throwing the like having the Predator talk to you, or like having the alien out in the light. So like you don't really want to see that.
It's a little and it's a little far fetched, like you said, Ruggs. That this one guy was the guy who he's like, all you need is a good argument. And got him to fucking just.
And not only that, but then he would hang out with a guy that wanted to commit genocide and just have him in his crew. Like I think that doesn't work. It's incongruent for both things.
It's great for the jokes where he's like, don't tell that to Captain Genocide over here.
Yeah, when you're making a comedy, you just do shit that doesn't make sense and people buy it.
The team is great because you got Korath and Thanos and Kraglin and Taserface.
It's like the new Guardian.
Yeah, and Nebula. What a great team.
It was just so like again. I want wacky, and they gave me wacky with that.
This is fucking.
It was
wacky.
fun. It was fun. I'm not going to say it wasn't fun.
So Nebula is kind of a blonde bombshell. That's kind of fun, and she's not been experimented on. She's not in pieces.
Just a little
bit on the eye. And then I love this. You got Benicio del Toro returning as the Collector, and the Collector is fucking jacked.
Oh shit!
Wow.
He's been
collecting steroids.
He's been collecting muscles.
Collecting lots of shit.
And since Thanos has gone straight, it created a power vacuum, and now Tivon the Collector is like the baddest mofo in the universe. Interesting. I thought that was interesting. That kind of works.
I did find it interesting that just one more thing on Thanos. Like we've established that he's such a badass. Like he can take on Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America at the same time. Yet in this one, he's getting like beat up.
Black
by,
Order is giving him problems.
Black Order.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, Thanos is like, he would never. He could kill everybody. If you have Thanos on your team,
he's gone
you basically.
soft. He hasn't.
That's true. Classic Marvel depowering for
absolutely.
convenience.
He went soft. He's just a gardener now. That's all. He's. Just...
you know what it is? I think what it is there's the amount of creators involved in this stuff now is so big.
Yeah.
That just people are losing track of the little details. Like I bet like whoever wrote and directed this episode. That wrote that Thanos would be like this just was not.
We're idiots and we see it. Like, come on. Like, they're working for,
did he forget?
They're making big bucks doing this. Like, they should know.
Like someone pointed out too, Korath in Guardians of the Galaxy can like leap super far, and he's like kind of a superhuman.
Oh yeah,
and he punches T'Challa in the nose, and T'Challa isn't Black Panther in this. He's just T'Challa.
Oh right, that's right.
T'Challa's just like, oh,
he's just a human.
Whatever.
He's holding back. Yeah. I'd love seeing Thanos go up against the Black Order. They even mimic some of the shots from Endgame with the big guy and the hammer. When he catches the hammer like Thanos does. So it was interesting to see. And the Black Order, that didn't change. They're still fucking badass. You don't fuck with the Black Order. I loved their parts.
Point I was making is Thanos is like beyond Hulk level strong.
Yeah, but they depowered him.
Hulk's ass in 5 seconds.
Look, Loki's fucking powers were all inconsistent in the whole show, so
they're losing track.
They just forgot. They forgot.
But I'm criticizing it. I absolutely love this episode.
Yeah, it was fun. There was tons of Easter eggs. You see the Collector has a Wakandan rhino. You see Cosmo, the space dog, ends up with them. There's a dark elf there. And Howard the fucking Duck.
Oh, shit. Is that Seth Green
is Seth
playing him?
Green voicing Howard the Duck, and he has his catchphrase, when you're out of luck, always go duck, quack. This is a nice catchphrase. And then more Easter eggs as T'Challa runs through a hangar, and there's a bunch of planes. You see like the Nova Corps plane, and the Milano's back there. And then he passes a Wakandan ship, and his little fucking necklace goes off. And so I thought what was interesting about this, there's mannequins with the Dora Milaje outfits. Yeah, Collector must have just killed them. Is that the Wakandans were exploring space? Is that what we are to believe?
They were looking for him.
They were looking for him.
Oh, but the fact that they have spaceships and can do space exploration.
Why not?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm just curious. What have they been? And then you get the music cues are great throughout the episode. You hear some of the chase music from Ant-Man. You hear lots of music cues from Black Panther. And when he steps into the ship, you hear the talking drums. It's fantastic. And then he talks to his father in the hologram and finds out the truth that Yondu did lie to him.
I'll admit when I first heard the concept of this episode, I went, T'Challa as Star-Lord.
Right? You're like
the
what?
I was like, Black Panther guard, like that doesn't really jive.
Right.
But for whatever reason, it jived really well. I was like super impressed with how they were able to weave in, make T'Challa seem like he fit into space, which is not something I thought of ever before the show.
Right? And he seemed very comfortable, and then still weave in the Wakandan stuff really well, bringing him back at the end. Did you notice when they fight, Collector's fighting T'Challa, he has Cha-Cha. He has
that's what
he calls him Cha-Cha.
Nebula calls him
He's
Cha-Cha.
like, it's you, Cha-Cha.
No, she calls him Cha-Cha.
Right, to him. Cha-Cha. It's great. He has Captain America's shield, which kind of doesn't make sense if this is 2008 because it would have been frozen. Whatever. It's fine. But is that Korg's arm? At one point, he's got a rock arm. And he goes,
I didn't see that.
And he goes,
I saw Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer's there. There's a dark elf. No, he has this arm. He goes, I got it off a chatty, whatever that species is. And I was like, that's fucking Korg's arm. He cut off Korg's arm. That's not nice. And then then you find, and then Hela's headpiece. That was kind of cool. I don't know how the fuck he got that from Hela.
Doesn't matter.
This is a what if. Doesn't matter.
What if.
And ultimately, the twist at the end was kind of nice. It was a triple cross. And only some people knew. So I like the whole heist vibe. And then, Thanos, I love that line from Thanos where he's like, I'm not angry. Oh, he goes, I'm not crazy. Mad. He turns, he goes fucking fight the Black Order. And ultimately, Collector is killed by his collections as they set him free. And then they're on Nowhere, which is that big head. And the embers are growing plants everywhere. I don't know what that means.
No, he was basically he found something that could feed worlds.
Oh, right. Unlimited supply of food.
Because he had talked Thanos out of it basically with that thing.
Oh,
like, hey, we could just feed everybody.
Instead of killing half the people, let's do the opposite. Right. Good plan. So at the end, there's a party, blah, blah, blah. But then you find out, here's something that also would have changed, is when Ego shows up to find his son, he finds an adult Peter Quill at the Dairy Queen. And he's like, you got time to meet your dad? So now, and then the Watcher is like, normally this is a world-ending event, but this is the story for another time. Basically now, Ego is going to pervert Quill into becoming a really, really bad person. There's another story.
That's
you
right.
can tell. What if,
sure.
What if Peter Quill was never... He needed the Ravagers and the Yondu to be able to stand up to his dad, ultimately, and now that was taken away.
I love that he's working at a Dairy Queen.
He's still, yes, as a fucking adult, he's mopping the floor.
Because Peter would have just been not a successful person.
He wouldn't, not very ambitious. Yes, he would have been a little bit slacker.
Right.
And then I love that there's a little, of course, dedication to Chadwick Boseman. But the theme of like nature versus nurture, fantastic throughout this episode. Again, I loved it. I loved that it was more meaningful. And T'Challa.
Well, that's
better.
another thing. Like, he's a little kid when he goes with the Ravagers, and T'Challa is unchanged. Like, you don't think that he would act differently being raised by a group of pirates? Like, his whole life, you don't think that would change him in any way?
I think he was he was raised from a young age as a king. And he had access to way more in his life than Peter Quill. Like, Peter Quill was dealing with a sick mother,
right? Yeah.
Probably not a great family.
Yeah.
Whereas T'Challa had a intact family that was raising him and giving him the best
education. Solid upbringing.
So I think he had a better foundation than.
So he wouldn't have been changed. He wouldn't be as malleable as Peter Quill.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the core.
I think his roots were much stronger than Peter's ever were.
That's a good argument.
The core character is still kind of there. And I feel like he's a little more laid back, though. This T'Challa is a little more like he knows how to.
He's
have
not
fun.
as uptight.
He's not as uptight. He knows how to have a good time, which is something that would be different.
Yeah, I mean, overall, again, I agree completely with. Actually, I agree with everything Ruggs mentioned as far as the writing. I think was kind of poor at a lot of points, but again, what I'm looking for in a what if is to go crazy, and they went nuts, and I want to see them go nuts rather than what I saw last week, which was just a little bit of a switch here and there, but mostly a retelling of a story.
Fun, entertaining, and the animation.
I'll take nuts over the other thing any day with a what
Absolutely. The animation still looks
You don't
stunning.
want to be bored.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to be predictable. I don't know what next week's is. It's out now as you're listening. I have no idea. Okay, good stuff. Better, what if? Better. Keep getting better.
I think these are going to tie into something eventually too.
Well, I think we're going to see this team, the Guardians. You're going to have Peggy Carter. You may have this T'Challa, Star-Lord, and one person from every episode. It's going to be the Guardians of the Multiverse.
I mean, the series, it's got two kind of polar ends. You got last week's that played it really safe,
yeah, right? Yeah.
And then you got this one that went all
They went
out,
crazy.
to the point where it was like an SNL skit.
I love that.
Like there was no bearing on any kind of. They're just getting the jokes in, getting the beats
But
in.
that's very Guardians, though. Like it had that tone of Guardians, which is
maybe that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't like those movies as much as the other ones. But I'm sure that one of these is going to hit that sweet spot for me.
Right.
This one I liked because it was fun. I was entertained and there was some good stuff to it that was memorable. But I just would like it just be reeled back just a little bit.
Let's do some quick news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Oh my God, I'm getting all these comments that say I'm being mentioned in the Facebook group right now. I haven't checked what it is. I'm sure it has something to do with the trailer.
Jimmy Graben, Jimmy the Geek, messaged me and go, hey, the Spider-Man trailer came out if you guys want to just pause.
Yeah, we did. We did, Jimmy the Geek. Thanks for the heads up, and you heard it, and everyone's probably like, where are you? We're recording. I'll get in there in a second. Anyways, this part is where I'm going to read some comments from that Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. Let's start with Ron Hans. Anthony posted this image that said, Elizabeth Henstridge, who played Gemma Simmons in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gemma, is going to be in the Disney Plus show, rumored, Secret Invasion.
Oh, shit.
And he posted it with this comment. It says, I know Tony keeps saying that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not Marvel canon. However, this may change that. Before I tell you what actually is going on, if that would happen, will you eat your words about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Of course, but right now it's not part of the canon.
We do have the multiverse now.
But they have the multiverse, and now any of this can be canon. Clearly, by the Spider-Man trailer, we're going to see that those Spider-Man movies are now canon. That being said, if/when they make this canon, and I'm not 100% sure they'll make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon, I am not going back and watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to catch up. So, Imran, you can keep that.
Yo, there's some crazy shit. There's like the framework. They did this whole thing with this Ada, this robot. Anyways, I don't think this is happening. It was like a rumor. Here's what actually happened where this started is Elizabeth Henstridge married a cast member, Zachary Burr Abel. He played in the last 2 seasons, he played this character, Deke. Deke was Fitz and Simmons' son from the future. So she married the dude who's playing her adult son from the future.
Kinky.
Right. And Clark Gregg was there and Leo Fitz was there. And then they bought a house in Georgia, in Atlanta. And so that's where the rumor started that is she there to record a secret cameo for Secret Invasion. I don't even think any of this is happening. They must have just bought a house.
It's a bunch of BS.
In Atlanta. Yeah. Yes, it's a bunch of just speculation because they got married and Clark Gregg was at the wedding, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see again, anything's possible because they have the multiverse. But I just don't see a ton of people being jazzed for something because they included Elizabeth Henstridge from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that's a stretch. But if they do reset this, I kind of want Coulson back. Would you guys want Clark Gregg back as Coulson?
I don't know. I feel like you got him back for 10 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
We did, I guess. I like him. I want to see more of him. And Chloe Benet, however you say her name. Yeah, who knows? Listen, multiverse is broken. All the Spider-Man movies are canon. Everything is canon until Doctor Strange fucking fixes it. And then I got one more comment from Blake Braden, which will lead us into what are we watching. Blake posted, final season of The Walking Dead begins tonight.
Oh, shit.
Which is yesterday, Sunday. Anybody else still watching? Rewatching a couple of season 10 episodes today. If you can get through seasons 5, 6, and 7, seasons 8, 9, and 10 are terrific. He says, this is the final season.
Jesus Christ. When did I stop watching? What season did I stop watching?
Probably like 6 or 7.
Whatever the Negan one was, first season in Negan.
I think that was 5 or 6. The Negan season, definitely, that's when everybody dropped the fucking shit.
Isn't it great that you can, like, that?
You know the moment.
Remember that was appointment television? You had to, revolve your whole life around it, and now you don't have to anymore.
11 seasons. This thing has been on so long.
Season 7, I stopped after that season.
Was that the Negan season?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So Negan, still on the show, still hanging out with them, and it's been years later.
I think I stuck till Rick Grimes died.
All right, so with this comment, let's finish up with what are we watching. I did watch The Walking Dead final season, and I kind of forgot what happened, but they played the episode before, prior to it, so it was good. There was some good fucking drama and some good tension, and I kind of sort of care. I don't know. If it's the final season, here's the thing. I've watched every episode, so this is the final season. I got to complete it. I'm going to have to complete it. I'm not watching the other shows. They're doing 2 spinoffs, Fear the Walking Dead and The World Beyond. I'm not going to watch those. I will finish season 11 because it did marginally get better these last few seasons. Anthony, do you watch anything?
Trying to think. No.
Okay.
No. Nothing worth talking about.
You know, they did The Whisperers on The Walking Dead. It was very good. Ruggs, what have you been watching?
Well, I watched a bunch of things.
Okay.
The big thing that I watched was an old movie that I found on Paramount, which is Bruce Lee's first Hong Kong big film, Big Boss.
Oh, it's called Big Boss.
It's called Big Boss, and I was like, I haven't seen. I watched it on TV. I think I watched it when it was on TV.
1971.
It was censored.
Ooh.
So I got to watch the uncensored version that had boobs in it.
Oh, it's on Paramount Plus, 1971. I want to watch this. Is it?
I didn't know that there was boobs in this movie. There are.
Geek boner.
So basically, quick plot is Bruce Lee. He makes a promise to not get into fights anymore, and then he goes to visit his cousins in some area in China where they're all like working for this ice factory, which is a front for a drug cartel. And one of them finds out, and his family finds out that it is, and they make him disappear. So now Bruce Lee is now got to investigate what's fucking going on at this ice factory. And he does some kung fu in it. And this is the movie that launched his
first major film as a leading star.
His major film, and this is what got him into Enter the Dragon. So it was a great. Was it a great movie? No. It was, but I fucking loved it as I watched it. It was so bad in many ways, but it was so good in many ways. And so there's a couple of Bruce Lee movies on Paramount.
Yeah, I want to check that out. Anthony, have you seen this one?
No.
Paramount Plus, we have that.
Which one is it again?
Big Boss. The Big Boss. The Big Boss.
It's Big Boss. I don't think Anthony will make it through the whole movie. It's a little slow, but I watched it and I enjoyed it. I also watched Ted Lasso. We could talk about that.
I am deep.
Not all of it. I think I watched like 2 episodes.
The first 2.
Won a lot of rewards.
Yes, it is fucking charming. It is so good.
We're not going to hear what he thinks. You're talking about
I love it. Ruggs, what do you think of so far? It's season 2.
It's fine. It's fine.
Season 2 of Ted Lasso.
That's classic Imran. Hey, Rug always talking about what he's seen, and then Imran starts talking about how much he likes it.
I know that he saw it too.
Also watched it.
But what's Imran's opinion? It's awesome.
It's
right.
Dude, it's so charming. It makes you feel good. It's funny. They did a Christmas episode, and it's just delightful.
I didn't see that one yet, but I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It's watchable.
Who's your favorite character on there?
Oh, I like the guy with the beard.
Roy Kent?
Yeah.
Yes. Roy Kent also is my favorite.
Yeah, he's my spirit animal.
So, you know what I learned about?
He's just an asshole that curses on TV. It's great.
Oh my God, he's so great, and they love him, and his gnarly, his fucking demeanor. You know what I learned about Roy Kent? The guy playing him, his name is Brett Goldstein. Brett Goldstein was a guy in the writer's room on the show, and he created this character, Roy Kent, and then just decided he's the best person to play this character, and he is perfect. Everybody in the show is perfect in their characters, and you love all of them.
So he's a writer?
He was a writer on the show.
That's great.
Wrote the character of Roy Kent, and then got the cast as fucking Roy Kent.
Oh, shit.
And it couldn't be more perfect. So he really knows where this character comes from, and I think that's why everybody loves the Roy Kent.
Yeah, Anthony, he's just this guy who he just has a really bad mouth, and he's a complete asshole, but he's lovable at the same time.
He coaches like a small girls soccer team and just swears at him.
He yells.
Yes, he's just like,
it's like get your fucking game together.
Yeah, he's like stop being fucking babies. Get your shit together to like little kids, and they love him. Then they hug him.
Yeah,
they love it when he swears and yells at him. It's such a charming.
I feel like I know someone that like that.
Dude, it's a charming show. And again, Ted Lasso is what's his face, literally doing Ned Flanders from The Simpsons in real life.
He's just
this
real
is on.
It's on Apple TV Plus.
TV, that's right.
What's his name? Jason Sudeikis. Fantastic. Everyone's so good in this.
You watched Reminiscence, Imran?
I did watch the Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Ferguson sci-fi thriller.
Is it good?
No.
Floppy John. Is it like unwatchable, or is it just not interesting?
It's watchable. It drags a little. It's a little overly convoluted.
You know what the marketing of that looks like? It's like Wolverine.
Yeah, they're definitely
the way he's like in the water. The marketing of that is like him underwater, like as he's getting experimented, like Weapon X. Yeah.
So they didn't. The trailers don't even really tell you what the movie's about, and it's kind of confusing. They tried to world build something that was kind of working, and then the third act is I don't know. It's whatever. It was kind of interesting, and then the middle act's real draggy.
Should I watch it, Imran?
If you're bored,
okay.
It's huge, and Hugh is okay in it. He's all right. He's like he is in the other movies. So I was kind of, it's kind of a letdown. It's okay.
Okay, I have two things that I'd like to announce.
Okay.
If you're interested in Gamera, I think Amazon Prime has all of the movies on Prime now.
Oh,
like
really?
the Showa and the Heisei stuff.
That's fucking
and
awesome.
Even Gamera
really
the
good.
Brave.
Whoa.
So they're all on there and they're all 4K. I think they might have subtitles, all of them or most of them, but it's still there. So you can watch them if you want. And I say, watch some Gamera. It's a fucking turtle that kicks ass. I watched Legion twice.
Well, that's a great
I
movie.
watched it with John Bellotti like about a few weeks ago, and I just watched it again. Another film that I am watching, if you're not going to watch Gamera, if you're into anime, it is fucking pretty interesting and well done. Different looking animation that I've ever seen. It's called Redline. And it's about like a future, like death race, like car race that's like that have no rules. It's just animated in a really cool way. It has like, it's not like the typical like contour lines. There's like a lot of like noir shadows.
Yeah, it's very stylized and different. And this guy's got a big coif hair, like a rockabilly hair thing.
And another thing that I really liked is if you have, when you watch anime, a lot of it's like static images with the mouth just moving.
Right.
This like it is constantly in motion all the time, like a Disney movie, like where the character's constantly alive.
This looks cool.
And it doesn't have that like anime effect where you're just like watching a shot of panning. It's like so like tropey, like that they do in every anime where it's just, like this kind of, it's non-animated. This is very animated, so I suggest checking it out.
It reminds me a little bit of like Robotech, like the opening animation to Robotech. This is from 2009, and it's on Amazon Prime, Redline. I might check this out. This looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very like Mad Maxy Death Race. It's interesting. I would check it. And character designs are fucking amazing. So
right on.
It's if you want to see something that's really artfully done, that's done well, check that out.
You should watch some Gamera, Imran.
Dude, you know what I was just thinking? How amazing is it that you can literally just pull up Bruce Lee movies and Gamera movies and Godzilla movies and random anime just at your fucking fingertips?
It's just great that I've never
wild.
These films. A lot of them I've seen on TV with commercials that have been heavily edited, and I haven't gone back and found every single movie on DVD. I haven't. It's not as easy as you think, especially now that everything's streaming. It's like I don't even want to buy DVDs anymore.
Why would you? Yeah.
So it's great that all of these,
you don't need physical media.
These places are grabbing them and putting them up, and I want to like get them in my belt, under my belt before they go away, because they're going to be there forever. Probably going to be there for like a couple months and they're going to be gone.
They're restoring Robotech to 4K, and I hope they put it up on streaming. I think they're going to sell it. Like, I'll watch the shit out of the 4K Robotech. I'll watch the whole thing.
Let me make a quick 20-second pitch of Gamera to you.
Oh, okay.
As Ruggs mentioned, it's a turtle that kicks ass.
Yes.
The movies are insanely wacky. They are mostly marketed towards kids, but for whatever reason, there's always like some super violent thing that happens to one of the kaiju in every movie.
Okay.
So I think it's like kind of like Godzilla versus King Kong, except a little more violent and a little more wacky.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. No, I know you guys always talk about Gamera, and I meant to watch it, and I didn't know. Now it's on Paramount.
For what it's
Plus.
worth, though, the '90s trilogy, directed by Kaneko, who did GMK, it's the best kaiju stuff that's ever been done. I don't think it's been topped. That trilogy, especially in my opinion, I don't know what Ruggs thinks, but Legion I think is an all-time great movie.
It's the best one.
Real, I'll watch all three of them.
The thing about Legion is it's front loaded with exposition, and then they get to Gamera by like maybe a little bit past the middle part. But once it gets going to that part, like then it's just fucking crazy.
Legion is great. I personally always liked Iris just as much. Iris is fucking dark as shit though. There's a lot of like biblical things, but yeah, I would recommend first just watching like a random Gamera movie, Imran, just because it's so wacky.
How many are they?
Well, there's a trilogy that introduces the whole series, and then it goes to so it would be Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe, then Iris, and then Legion, then Iris. Those are the three that are done. Then there's like the old Shovel ones that are like where Gamera's looking really weird, that are kind of crazy too.
Well, what should be the first one I watch?
I would watch Guardian of the Universe, and then I would watch all three of those.
Okay, the trilogy.
The trilogy.
Okay. The trilogy takes it a lot more seriously. If you watch those old Showa ones, those are the wacky ones. I mean,
If you don't think you can make it through 3 movies and you just want to watch the one, I would probably go with either Legion or Iris, depending on what you want to see more.
So like I love these Gamera movies, and I'm a god, and I pick Godzilla all day over Gamera. But these are 3. The first Gamera movie, the first of this trilogy I'm referring to, is like a great origin story movie. It's just like a classic throwback like monster battle.
Okay.
The second one takes the space invasion aspect of kaiju movies and just ramps it up. And then the third one is just like super dark. It's just like, as mentioned, like very almost like gothic type. It's just and the fucking ending of that movie is insane and like, oh my, like by the end you're like, oh my god, Gamera is the best in the world.
Interesting.
He is the best monster in the world. He loves humans so much.
Oh, he's a turtle.
It's a fucking and the thing is, it's a fucking turtle. Giant turtle that flies.
That's awesome. I'm gonna watch him. I've heard you guys talk about him for years now. I'm gonna fucking watch it.
I'm gonna watch all the Showa ones.
I need to watch.
I started watching. I started watching Gaios yesterday.
Oh, Gaios, yeah,
and that was pretty cool.
The first Gamera movie I ever saw was Giron, and you just see Gaios getting chopped up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this turtle? He does in that one he gets on a straight bar and he does like somersaults. Acrobatics. Imagine a giant turtle doing acrobatics. That's what happens in one of these movies.
The first time I ever saw Gamera was on Pee-wee's Playhouse. There was an episode where someone from Japan writes him a letter and he reads it on the air, and then for some reason they cut to Gamera. I don't understand. Oh, then like right after that he reads the Japanese letter. Then he goes to Magic Screen, and Magic Screen just starts playing Gamera for no apparent reason. And it's that scene where he's doing he's on the parallel bars doing fucking gymnastics. It's crazy.
Once he brought up Gamera, I was like, I got to talk about Gamera.
Yeah, I mean, they're there. You might look. It's a great staple of kaiju stuff. It's all there for you to see and it's on Prime. Fucking check it out. You won't be disappointed if you like kaiju.
Yep, for sure.
Right on. All right, look, I'm going to go watch the Gamera, and then I'm going to go watch this fucking Spider-Man trailer another fucking 30 times. Just
keep your pants on during at least one.
I will try. I need a lot of tissues. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugBoy. So come by and say hello, give me a follow, and retweet my shit.
That's right. Let's get him trending or whatever it's called. Visit our website, the show notes. There's links to everything and every show post. You know what to do. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time. Well, this is the soundtrack to the new movie.
Fucking fantastic. Get the fuck out of here.
Jock and Nerd.